What the?
What are you doing?
Oh my
I
god.
don't even know what's going on.
Okay, Gemini, it is your turn. So you've got the Hermit, starting off as your theme, the major arcana. So the Hermit represents going within to search for, to seek for life's answers to problems. So this is where you need to go within. So go within, you withdraw in order to find whatever answer you're looking for to whatever situation. It could also mean that you're hiding. Peace and quiet is needed. I don't know why I want to say with you, they're in the trees. I don't know why I have to say that. Please give me a moment. I don't want to channel during these. I already know too much and I don't want to channel right now. Okay, so they're in the trees. But anyway, you need peace and quiet. So you are cautioned to make decisions carefully. Remember that this is Mercury retrograde. We're full in Mercury retrograde. We just hit the station direct on the 17th. And I'm not sure what day you're hitting this, so it doesn't matter. But just know at this time, if you catch this during the Mercury retrograde of July 2025, that you need to make decisions cautiously. So take good care. Take advice from others, but be careful who you take the advice from. That's part of the discernment of the Hermit. Okay, I hear everything anybody has to say, but I keep my own counsel. Now, if you're very young, you're still learning how to do that. If you're older and kind of a ding dong, then that discernment comes through difficult lessons. Don't trust everybody just because they present with a smiley face or a badge, even. For example, this would be the time that people should be asking others for badge numbers. If you feel very uncomfortable with that badge number, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call your local law enforcement and ask them to verify what you've got. You know, I'm always watching for what's what, because in case something like that were to happen, and I'm the person that would know why, you need to just make sure that you're dealing with the proper authorities and not frauds and phonies. And I don't know why this is coming from the Hermit, but it is. You know, maybe there's something that you have information about or you're keeping a secret and you're going to keep it a little bit longer and you're about to shed light on it. I forgot to tell the other signs, but I should remind people that this is the month with the energy that we have astrologically. As we get closer to the end of the month, boom, everything comes to light. Everybody. Well, everybody, all the bad actors will be outed. So maybe this is the time that you go within and watch the shit show play out. So be careful, you know, who you take advice from or who you give advice to, or the exchange of information, because remember that the Hermit is quiet for a reason. So this also is a card that is kind of predictive. So it talks about meeting up with somebody who's going to inspire you, meeting up with somebody who's going to defend you, protect you. Also, this is not just a card of the sabbatical, but maybe you really do need a vacation. Want to get away? Oh, what else? What does he shed light on? Well, I guess we'll get to the other cards because this is the solitary card. So we also have the moon, very curiouser and curiouser. So the moon upright. So this is when you're tested by the universe. You know, really the moon card is a kind of illumination, but it is also in the dark. This is when you may not be feeling that you could make sense of things, that things are nebulous, that you can't think clearly. Also a card of confusion. You could feel paranoid. You could feel that you are not safe. You could see and or really know what that Hermit, you may know about the Decepticons. You may know who the liars are, and it's all out there, and it's a good thing that you're not involved. So do not involve yourself in these things, because this would be about the time where we're very close to seeing it all revealed. So if you feel your security is at risk, again, maybe that's why the harlot watch the harlots. Okay, they Maybe the initial H is significant to you. So this is also a time when your friends or family, gosh, I really don't want to scare you guys. This is a card that could indicate, especially with that hermit watching over, with the lantern. Somebody could be Jewish, somebody could study Kabbalah, by the way, somebody could be wearing a cloak, but this would not be the cloak that the bathrobe wearing covens, waving their Costco and Target and Twig wands. Let's not get into that. But anyway, your security could be at risk, but also that of your friends and family. They could be in danger. So this is a card that indicates sometimes it portends an omen of bad luck. I don't want to go there. I'm just trying to explain to you that the Hermit and the Moon, and both being major arcana, and boom, boom, one right after the other, is just saying be cautious, because bad luck could also mean that somebody, fender benders your car in the Target parking lot while people are buying their Costco and Target wands and all that. So now we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Now that was for the challenge, right? Is the Moon. Things that are going to come to light, feeling nervous or paranoid about it, but needing to keep your own counsel and just move like I move. I don't trust anybody. And if I'm giving somebody trust me that I'm also learning them along the way. So the Seven of Pentacles in reverse for your finances is very interesting and very apropos. So this is little financial gain after taking a huge risk. So this could be that you're feeling that you can't pay your bills or your loans are in default. This is also a card that talks about financial security being threatened. With the Hermit and the Moon, you could be feeling that way and it may not be accurate. You would know. I don't know that. You may feel that you've maxed out your credit cards. This is also a card for financial purposes. It means that there could be some choices that you have to make and you really don't know which choice to make. There is no clear answer. You could be kind of confused. Investments could be disappointing at this time, but Mercury retrograde, you wouldn't be acting on any serious investments. This would be the time to be restructuring loans, paying back debt, and certainly not getting into any big debt, especially revolving debt or something difficult to return like a car or a house. Okay, so this is definitely the card of taking actions without preparation, without proper research or study, no planning. For romance, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. So not the best card, but also, it's not in the upright. How about that? We want that. We don't want it in the upright, preferable to have it reversed. So the Three of Swords in reverse could also, instead of just meaning heartbreak and third parties, it could mean problems within friend groups because of people talking, backstabbing, stabbing you in the heart, watching somebody get stabbed in the heart, being part of the heart stabbing. This could also mean to watch cardiovascular health, but I don't see any other health cards here. I mean, the Hermit and the Moon could indicate that you need to stay up on your medical appointments, do your yoga, do your breathing, maybe practice some mantras. Like, now that I've scared you, let me get you. Let's see. Well, let's get you. I'm going to say a mantra over you because you're not here for me to lay hands on or to project energy healing to. So this would be for the goddess Lakshmi, which she's not just for finances, she's also for protection. I was one of these people in a past life. I have very strong connections to that part of the world. So you won't be able to pronounce this the way that I do, but I'm going to try to say it slow. So the mantra, and you could sing it, but I'm going to speak it to you, is Mahalakshmi Chavidmahi, Vishnu Patnai Chadimahi, Tano Lakshmi Prajodayat. Mahalakshmi Chavidmahi, Vishnu Patnai Chadimahi, Tano Lakshmi Prajodayat. Now, hearing it sung is far prettier, and I don't know, maybe I'll do it for a moment. Mahalakshmi Chavidmahi, Vishnu Patnai Chadimahi, Tano Lakshmi Prajodayat. Okay. So Goddess Lakshmi, my mother painted her for me. I love her very much. She's an amazing energy, very protective, very giving, very loving, very much like my mother. Okay, so back to that Three of Swords in reverse. So this This is also the card where somebody could be avoiding telling you the truth, or you're avoiding telling someone the truth to not hurt them or to not get hurt. This is also an indication that there's a relationship where somebody in the relationship could feel, how do I put it, the 7-year itch. But please don't take it if it doesn't resonate. If somebody were going to be stepping out on you, you'd already have an inclination, but also likewise, don't accuse people of doing something they didn't do, because nobody likes to be around jealous and insecure people. That's one of the first things that's going to kill a relationship. Okay. Nobody's done anything until something has been done. So we don't go chasing down information just because of a tarot reader, a psychic, or, a Reiki master said something. Okay. Well, Reiki master's never going to say that. They're just going to work on your, heart chakra. Now, this is also a card that could indicate that these betrayals could be something that, if you are aware of them, that you might tend to overlook them or accept them or pretend it's not happening and go into denial because you're thinking, well, this relationship has something to salvage, but I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. That's all I'm going to say. A relationship is intact or it is not. I'm very black and white when it comes down to that. This is on the positive side, this is a good card. If there are no other cards that would indicate anything wrong, which I do see something that might concern me, but this is a card that indicates if there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. But the issue is that our solution is the Hierophant in reverse. So the Hierophant for the solution, just right off the bat, everybody's going to freak out because it's the Hierophant in reverse, but don't get so excited, okay? It's not so exciting. The combination is not my favorite, because that 7 of Pentacles in reverse, the Moon, something being revealed, the Hermit revealing, doing the revealing, keeping the secret, being secretive, the Moon reveal. There's no denying that there's going to be a few of you that can say, Rita, I already know about this situation. Now, if there's a situation that somebody suspects, you'd probably toward the end of the month get some full-blown evidence. I don't see any like detectives or anybody here bringing that to you. We've seen detectives in other readings, but no, not here specific to a love relationship. The Hermit could just be observing somebody else's shit show and you'd be glad that it's not yours. That Hierophant in reverse really is talking about being open, not being rigid, thinking unconventionally. Don't think, going, being a sheeple kind of thing, because the Hierophant in reverse could also indicate illusions and that things are not as they seem. Again, the Hierophant in reverse is a card that would suggest that you not get paranoid and not blow things out of proportion. Also not to weaponize any information that you suspect. It really, that is just, the best thing would be that if it's safe, and you should feel safe in your relationship, you wouldn't be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't make you feel safe and protected, that would protect you from harm, that you would protect from harm, even if you couldn't stand them for 15 minutes. This card could indicate that this deception could lead to divorce or the end of a relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be that friends have betrayed you or you betray them. I doubt it. You should be a positive Gemini. But this could be where slander and gossip literally are the betrayal. This could be somebody manipulating you to serve their ends. Like, let's just make a hypothetical out of it. Somebody who's in a relationship that's on a brink, and then they manipulate you in order to get dirt on somebody, and then you betray that person to serve that other person's needs because you're just trying to be giving and loving, and you're confused instead of staying out of it. And then all of a sudden you're in trouble. Everybody's getting in trouble. People are, getting pulled in for questioning by the feds, and something goes very, very wrong. Now, on another angle, if we go to the medical angle, the Hierophant in reverse could indicate that, maybe you've got a medical condition and you're losing faith in the medical professional community, or like you're losing faith in Jesus or in your church, or maybe you're like sick and tired of being preached at from your professor at university and you're losing faith in them, you got to calm down and not make any sudden moves because we've already seen that here. Don't get pulled into other people's stuff. That is like the quickest way to cause yourself problems. It could also be with the moon card and the illusions that if you have any medical issues and you think that there's something wrong, it's probably an illusion. And, the hermit can indicate a psychotherapist, where maybe therapy is not the answer, but maybe going to a psychologist with the moon card, the 3 of swords in reverse, the hierophant, because maybe the therapy isn't working. That's for some of you. But I think for most of you, this is introspection, maybe looking at all parts of your life, and that the challenge is that you may need to be thinking outside the box to make sense of it. So let's get your weird oracles. I've taken a group of them and I have not looked at them. I took a chunk. I don't even know how many are in each pile and I threw them, probably overheating the laptop. And we've already had a few curious ones. I can't remember which one it was that, we even got into non-prescription pharmaceuticals. Let's see if there's any anti-diarrheal medication in here. Okay, so your first oracle is weaponize the compromise. Special ingredient, trying to poison you. Let's go with weaponize the compromise. Okay, so this would be an indication that somebody's trying to get you to compromise or make a deal with them, but they're going to weaponize it. It could be a veiled threat. It could be an overt threat. We also have pancake syrup, and I have no idea what to do with that. Oh, my frickin' A. I don't know what that means. Pancake syrup. Pancake syrup. I'm thinking about the little bird. Making pancakes, making pancakes, making pancakes, making pancakes. Okay, so maybe somebody has a bird. Pancake syrup. Sticky situation. Okay, I'm thinking sticky situation. Okay, here's another oracle for you. Don't be bitter, be better. Be the best, right? Or how did Melania say it? Be best. We also have map, GPS. You can and will find your way. Beware of people GPSing you like me. I don't care. Go ahead and do that shit because as soon as I figure it out, you know what I'm going to do to you. Okay, so your pain is not your current lover. Band-aid. Some of you are oh boy, that's ironic. Some of you are in a relationship with somebody who's just a band-aid and really isn't your lover. Also, go to cooking class. Someone needs a karmic lesson. Woo! Hope it's not you. It's probably your friend. Now look at the next card. A close friend is being used to betray you. Holy I'm going to try not to cuss in these short ones because I'll get too excited here. And breakup spell. Okay, hopefully you're not involved with a group of people who are that freaking stupid. Okay, how about this? Let's end it here. Remember, don't get involved with pancake syrup because it could be a sticky situation. Take good care. If you don't feel well, go consult a medical professional. And if you need to, get a referral to somebody who can help you think out your problems with you. God bless you, sweetheart.
Ma fede fulmine e le